Hello and welcome to DarkMouse's Daily Scroll with me, DarkMouse.
And me, Thef.
Hi guys, so we're into a quick match again. Ranked matches seem to be sparse as all hell. People don't seem to be looking for them except at particular times at night. So, for those of you wondering why I'm not going for ranked matches, I am going for ranked matches, I'm just not getting them. Because obviously I don't have the time through, it's quite late at night.
You just can't get that ranking.
Oh dear. So here we have the Automated Titans. You guys are probably getting sick of my Automated Titans and Decaying Soul decks being the only ones out there. But for the moment, as you guys have seen, my Humanity deck isn't really usable in competitive play at this point. And the Gravelock deck is basically the same. But the Gravelock deck is quite close to being finished. So hopefully, within the next few card draws, I can get that somewhere close to finish. So, bye-bye Cannon Automaton as the opening card, because that's 6 resources and I want to get that Clock Library out as soon as possible.
Yep. So we're playing against Hogs PC today.
Indeed, shout out to Hogs PC for being an awesome player and allowing us to record.
Yeah, we don't get turned down for recording very often, but
No, just once or twice, which isn't too bad. Obviously, you don't have to let us record, but it's nice that you do,
yeah.
because it just helps us along and it helps us get extra content out, and it doesn't waste our time either.
That's the other question: is do you guys think it's necessary to ask to record, or?
Yeah, because we personally prefer to, but we know that in the past, because we do a series on it, we've seen plays from YouTubers where people haven't needed to necessarily.
Yeah.
Which isn't too bad, but obviously, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you like that, or would you prefer that we just didn't ask because it slows down the gameplay or puts something distracting on the screen?
A question of etiquette in general. I mean, I always think it's important to let people know what you're doing, but that's just me, I guess.
That's fair enough. So, we have a couple of things to go through in today's episode. We are a little bit behind the times on Scrolls at this point. 5 days ago, something called Judgment was announced for Scrolls. Now, Judgment is an interesting game mode. It's a completely new game mode that tests 2 skills. Skills you use on the battlefield, the order you use your scrolls in and the way you play, and your ability to build a deck. Now, you don't get to use your collection of scrolls. Your personal collection of scrolls, if you're sat there thinking, ooh, a new game mode, I know exactly the deck I'll use, don't bother. Because your personal collection of scrolls doesn't make a difference. It's not going to be used. However, what you do is you get to create a deck from a random selection of cards you get, and then use it in 5 matches. And you get rewarded depending on how well you do. Now, the way it works is you will be shown groups of 4 scrolls, and you will choose 1 card from those 4 until you have a total of 45. And you have to use at least 30 of those, and they're valid for 5 matches. Now, that's an interesting point. They're saying here that you will have a total of 45 chosen, and you will have to use 30.
15 card sideboard. Standard tournament play format for most CCGs, I think.
Quite possibly, unless you don't get to change them between matches. I imagine you would do, so yeah, 15 card sideboard there. But what's quite interesting as well is that they seem to have lifted for Judgment, nothing else for the moment, just for Judgment, the 50 card minimum limit.
I think, well, this harks back to the Magic pre-release event that we went to for 2014 core, where you're given a set of cards, told to make a 50 card deck at most, and go from there.
Yeah.
A lot of game modes like this will basically bring in a smaller card limit so that you're not fussing as much about things. Now, for a lot of Magic tournaments, it's a 30 card deck with a 15 card sideboard leading to 45 cards. It's quite rare that you get the 60 card decks these days, and I wonder if Mojang are driving more towards that kind of idea.
Quite possibly. It's quite interesting. And I imagine it probably actually as well helps that it will cycle your deck through the game quite a bit quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Because 30 cards, well, that's 20 whole draws less than obviously a standard 50 card deck. Well, that just says minimum. Bear in mind that does just say minimum, so that's interesting, because you could use the whole 45 if you wanted, and I personally probably would do, because I don't think I'd be bothered with a sideboard.
Last thing, I think that they're probably pushing for a faster, probably more brutal game mode. wherein players can try their skill at literally just throwing together a deck from the cards available.
Yes.
It does. The more I talk about it and think about it, the more it feels like a pre-release event for Magic.
Yeah, it does, and which is quite cool because as a game mode itself, it seems quite nice. So I imagine you'll only be pitted against people who are also playing the Judgment game mode. And when this is released, guys, we will do a big coverage of it. We'll play a lot of Judgment games and show you what they're like. So
as soon as this is out, we'll do some coverage, have some fun.
Yep.
We'll try and get the rest of the Hive that play Scrolls involved as well. Try and get Cassius back on board.
We'll do some versus matches using Judgment if we can. Judgment might be a
randomised thing, but if it is, then we look forward to playing against you guys out there in the ether. You know.
Indeed, those of you who we cannot see at this point.
We look forward to playing against you anyway. To be fair. But, You know.
Now this particular game is going quite a bit differently from the last one. My opponent hasn't been able to remove my stuff as quickly as they would like, and my clock library, as you can see, managed to get me the cards I needed. Very sorry. But they have been very good at just defending their line, just throwing stuff out in front of my stuff. And I think they got kind of unlucky because for a growth deck, they didn't play anything for the first 3 or 4 turns.
Which, yeah, growth has to be the quick starting, or it takes such a pounding.
It does, but a really good growth player can bring it back from that. And this guy is quite the growth player. Again, stopping my stuff from being able to hit his idols at all for quite a bit of the game, just through his structures and the few creatures that he does manage to get out. He's quite a good player at that particular point.
Yeah.
And it's quite nice. Obviously his junkyard is now dead, but at 8 growth resources, I have no doubt that Hogs will find a way of playing out a lot of stuff. Hell, a Quake at this point would be ruinous.
It would destroy you.
Because it wouldn't affect any of his stuff, and he could Quake and then build up creatures on the back of that. Or Quake in this turn and Quake in the next turn. It would destroy me. He has. He's gone for a Magi Wolf. And there we go. So the Corporal Automaton's dead because of the Kinsfolk Veteran, and so is the Useless Contraption.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Not trying to just go for the early idle damage up the top, but instead mirroring what I'm doing and trying to take out my stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would be easier for them to try to turtle the middle row and upwards rather than middle and downwards. But again, with growth, they can just fill the border stuff. Unfortunately, Violent Dispersal. Energy is brilliant at going, you have your stuff, and now you don't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Energy can nope to all hell.
Oh yes, and I've gotten very good at doing that. So this is a particularly nice match, and I have a Solemn Giant in my hand.
Yep.
Which is quite nice, because hopefully I'll be able to play it without too much problem. And, well, at this point it's kind of a case of, does he have a Quake? Does he not?
Yeah, it's one of those difficult situations because the newer, more powerful cards like the Solemn Giant, Quake, that kind of thing, are becoming increasingly prevalent.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that's happening. I mean, the Solemn Giant is rare, and Quake must be at least uncommon, if not rare.
I think people might just be getting lucky in their pulls, or their, I don't know. They're not obviously immediately available for sale, so...
Well, unless you get really lucky in a Just For You sale, because I, so far in Just For You, haven't seen anything that particularly stands out as I want this.
Yeah.
Which
holy
sucks.
shit, I need that.
Yeah. If a Solemn Giant appeared in the Just For You section, guys, I'd be like, yeah, screw getting scrolls, dudes. We're saving up for the Solemn Giant.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We're buying the Solemn Giant as soon as possible, and there will be many games played both on and off screen for it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I do every now and then get to play off-screen games, which is quite nice, and that just bolsters the amount of gold I have to spend in the series. I do buy scrolls with the gold at the end if I manage to win the match, sometimes if I lose the match as well, so we end up with a bit of a fluctuating gold series there. Yeah. So that's, if you guys are noticing discrepancies between episodes of gold fluctuating more than it should be, that's why. However, when it comes to the scroll packs, guys, I will be purchasing them on screen, not off screen.
Yeah.
So you won't be missing that.
I think that's an interesting question to raise, actually, is do you think it's possible to get too saturated with playing a game that you're doing for a series? Like, you've been playing a lot of stuff over the past few weeks, as well as Scrolls. Do you think that playing something for a series diminishes your wanting to play it outside of that series, or?
No. Well, not for me at least. I think that, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on how much you enjoy the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I really enjoy Scrolls a lot. It's for me one of the best card games I've ever played.
Can't tell.
Yeah. Not easy to tell, is it? But I mean, I enjoy it a lot, and if I had the time to, I would play a lot of it out of the YouTube channel, outside of the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I would probably end up with the cards I need, because I have the gold to get the random scrolls, constantly. But of course, constraints of that thing we call life do affect that. Now, and that just means I don't get to play as much, but I do get to play when I'm doing the YouTube channel, and I enjoy that a lot. So I think it depends on just how much you like a game. If it's a game that you think's alright, and it's not too much, then it's possibly one of those you wouldn't play as much off YouTube. But and here is a big risk. If he has a couple of quakes, my Solemn Giant could just bite the dust. But if he doesn't, this could work beautifully, because now he has Relentless.
Yeah.
And this is the first time ever that Machination Mindset has come out at the same time for the Solemn Giant, at least to my recollection. If I'm wrong, please feel free to share me in the comments. Because I know that I'm not 100% accurate in my memory of these things. But as far as I'm aware, that's the first time that's happened, and if that comes off and actually works, I'll be so pleased.
I think it also says a lot about your liking for a game when you actually feel bad for not having played it for the series.
Yeah.
And not having got the videos out and stuff. I think if you didn't care enough about Scrolls, then it would have been a case of, we can leave it for another few days. We don't need to put any more out. We can take the time to get back on our feet and recover. But as it stands, even though the coming week is going to be stupid busy, we're trying to make sure that the videos are getting out. We're trying to make sure that the content is up and dealt with.
Oh yes, and speaking of which, I have my graduation ceremony this Wednesday. Yay me. So it's going to be a bit up in the air as to whether or not we have a Scrolls up that day or not. We are planning to have one up, and that's a God Hand. Damn!
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
Bollocks.
Solemn Giant died before I could do anything.
Damn it.
Ow. Oh, God.
Hey, it was a risky play, and sometimes the Hail Mary pass works. Sometimes it really, really doesn't.
Oh, my poor giant. Oh, well. He died doing what he loved.
But to be fair,
sleeping.
I think you pretty much threw Hogs here and just went, made him go, oh, what a fook.
Yeah.
30 seconds, because suddenly can Solemn Giant, and that's a scary card to have played against you.
It's basically a better version of the Iron Ogre. It can just steamroll through stuff.
Well, I'd say it's like when an Angels player pulls out Avacyn and just goes boom.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, it's just that scare factor of, holy shit, that's Avacyn.
Yep.
Or holy shit, that's that Solemn Giant. That's, oh wow.
So I'm a bit on the back foot here, but that was a good play by Hogs there. Jeez. Ow. Wow. But no, this week my parents are coming down tomorrow, but they're coming down late enough in the day that we'll be able to get tomorrow's... not tomorrow. We're recording this on Monday, in case you can't tell, so we'll have this one up Tuesday, which is when you'll be watching it, hopefully. But no, Wednesday will be up in the air. We are planning to have one up, but if it's a bit late, or if it's not up that day, but it's up early Thursday, and then we have another one up late Thursday, that's why, just so you guys know.
Yeah, because we will endeavour to get at least an episode for each day out. Whether it's on the actual day, I don't know. But
yeah, that does depend on how busy we are, because we are quite busy. We are still looking for work, just to keep ourselves floating ahead while we do this. And yeah, unfortunate, but that's the way it rolls, really.
If anybody wants to pay a couple of YouTube commentators to do their thing, please.
Yeah, if you're a millionaire with money,
you know.
If you're a millionaire with money to burn and you're somehow watching YouTube,
what else are they going to be doing?
I don't know, buying Steam. I don't mean like games on Steam, I mean like buying Steam.
No, Gabe wouldn't sell. Gabe ends just like, no, it's mine. I have all the Steam.
In that case, they just buy Gabe.
The things I could do with Gabe Newell in my basement. I meant make him make Half-Life 3, you sick bastard.
You don't usually know. Normally it's innuendo and filth, and now you expect me not to think that?
Now, David Tennant in my basement.
Oh, stop. Stop. Oh my god. I just need a minute here.
So, yeah, on the bright side, there is a lot. That's a shitload of gun automatons right there.
Yep, and now it's not so many anymore.
No, there's slightly fewer. But
Metal Wonder, yay.
the Metal Wonder could well save your ass in this particular setup.
It could either save me, or it could die horribly quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because a Quake will do 3 damage to it. However, at this point, it's all about managing the automated forges and managing my gun automatons till I pull something better to play. Because they have a lot of creatures. And if I don't play this right, I'm going to lose all of my stuff very quickly, particularly if they pull another God Hand out.
Which would hurt like hell.
I hate that card. I don't. It's a really nice card and it works amazing. It's just, it can be such a strategy ruiner.
Yeah.
It's like, you play Solemn Giant, I rethink my strategy. I play God Hand, you rethink your strategy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those cases of, oh, fuck. What do I do next? Because now if he plays God Hand, he's basically got me sewn up.
Yeah.
There's no way I can come back from that. It would take me more than a couple of turns of countdown to do it. Which would just spell certain doom for me, so he is hoping he doesn't have a God Hand in his hand anytime soon. I thought he's only got that one. Oh god. So now when I eventually get a God Hand for any of my decks, it'll be a case of, I have God Hand, finally, everything is going to die. Because can you imagine what God Hand would do to a Solemn Giant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it gives it +2? Yeah, it gives it +2, and it gives everything you have +2 and puts them on countdown 0. So that would make the Solemn Giant on 10 with a countdown of 0, and then if you play a Metal Heart on top of that, with enough structures out, and then play Golem Skin, and then put Machination Mindset on it, that there is 5 resource, 5 energy to do, on top of however much growth for God Hand. I think that's something I may end up having to try now.
A little bit, yeah.
An energy growth deck based purely around getting myself a load of tribal memorials and a load of sandpack memorials and the ability to just call my creatures to my hand with Eye of Eagle, and then Solemn Giant in the centre, or 2 or 3 Solemn Giants, Metal Hearts on each of them, and then one of them gets a Golem Skin, and they all get Machination Mindset, and then I play a God Hand and they all just go rawr.
That's just... yeah.
That deck will be filled with platings, potions of resistance, the works.
Because you'd have to keep them alive long enough to play all that shit at once.
Oh yes. But if you could pull it off, that would be amazing.
It honestly would.
Anything on those rows would just die horribly. But that's another deck that might get put together sometime soon. It might not. I might decide that it's not actually that viable. And all that I just, on top of all the other decks I'm trying to put together, can't quite get my brain around it.
We might need to prioritise what you're building when.
I think the main one is the quad colour deck, now that I actually have that in existence on my profile.
Yeah.
But that will be as and when. And I will have to filter out all the cards that I really want to put in there but can't.
Yeah.
Which will suck horribly.
So there's burn.
Yep, so let's burn that dude.
And that's
Now,
Copper Automaton.
Why I didn't choose to burn the guy with 4 attack is beyond me.
I don't know if you were thinking clearly at this particular juncture.
I think I was trying to keep my Ether Pump alive that little bit longer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now, I know that one of his wolves is going to die because of the Gun Automaton. I could move it so it kills off the Brethren of the Wolf, but I don't want to lose my Metal Wonder. I love that Metal Wonder and I'll do anything to protect it. Near enough. And the Solemn Giant, it died heroically and now the Metal Wonder will have to live. That's why I didn't kill off the guy with 4 attack. It was going to die anyway.
Yay!
Oh god, I'm safe now. I've been vindicated.
But now...
For now, till I do something else stupid.
But only for now.
Oh dear. This is taking a bit of a flip. So we've gone from Hogs having a ton of creatures here to me just having a load of structures and a few creatures and the upper hand, basically, at this point. Now would be a perfect time for him just to kill all his stuff and play like Quake or something, because it would ruin my Automator Fortress, most of my gun automatons. It would get rid of that bloody cannon automaton.
If he doesn't have a Quake, he's going to have a real complex about getting a Quake now.
Yeah. If you're watching this, Hogs, I'm very sorry. But you need a Quake. In other words, every growth player needs a Quake in their deck.
Even Hanaconda has a Quake, which is just terrifying.
Well, it's the only real, other than Ranger's Bane, which has just been played on a gun automaton. Nice timing. That wasn't scripted at all, I promise you.
No, it actually wasn't. Like hell we have time to script these things.
Oh dear.
I don't script the megabytes, and that's actually meant to have reasonable content in it.
Oh dear.
Well, factually worked content anyway.
Hey, it works. That's, oh god, what was I saying? Yeah, it's the only real removal that growth has. Obviously, it affects your stuff as well, whereas, you know, it's not as direct as you would like it to be. But that can be used to your advantage. Here, for example. Would be amazing. Of course, now we can see a Great Wolf. So, he's still got a brother of the wolf. And I, unfortunately, am not going to do amazingly well, however.
I think this is where he brought a reasonable amount of butt hurt on you.
Yes, however, I managed to bring a reasonable amount of butt hurt to them as well, because I just got a bombard in my hand.
Oh.
Fire all the gun automatons.
Literally fire all the guns.
Yep, it's amazing.
Anything that can pew-pew will now go pew-pew.
Yep. Now, the brilliant thing about this is the ether bomb will go off as well, which is nice. So anything that's reduced to 1 health will just be killed. Obviously, in this particular regard, the Druid Burial Ground is just going to die on principle, because it's facing 2 gun automatons. But his middle idol is now going to be severely reduced. Now, I don't know why he wasn't defending that middle one as much as he has been the bottom one. I know he was beforehand with all those creatures, but the Great Wolf would have probably been better put on the middle, particularly considering all the healing that growth has in it in a deck, or has access to.
Yeah.
Oh dear. And there's the ether pump as well.
Yeah. That's a lot of very damaged stuff right there.
Yep. And that's a lot of very, very badly damaged idols. So now it's a case of... It's a 1 in 5 chance that middle idol will just buy it if the Metal Wonder gets a shot at it. So it's whether or not they chance that. It's not as bad as 1 in 3, which I've known people to chance, and it has actually gone well for them as well.
Yeah. And also incredibly badly for them.
Yes. Which is... It's a bit of a bad thing, I mean, particularly if you have more than 1 Metal Wonder, because you can nearly almost guarantee that something's going to go wrong. Now, here we go, they're building up the creatures again, Mangy Wolf and the Wildling. So this time around, I don't need to worry too much about them using any spells or enchantments and possibly risking their middle idol. However, that Great Wolf will tear through a lot of my stuff.
Just a lot, yeah.
Because it powers itself up by having extra, you know, every time you get a wolf there, it's now on 5, which means, that was really well calculated.
Rigged, though. I don't think they counted on the rigged.
They didn't, but if the Great Wolf had been the one to kill off the Automator Forge, it would have died horribly.
There's the Thunder Surge.
Yep, and my ether pump's going off next turn. Major removal going on here. I am literally, at this point, if I didn't have those ether pumps and those Automator Forges, I would be hanging on by the skin of my teeth.
You're not quite on the back foot, but you're not far off either.
No. In order to survive this Great Wolf next, I have to be able to either spark it, burn it, or get my ether pumps to live through the next few turns. Which may or may not happen. Not entirely sure yet.
There's Vitality well.
Yep, that's going to prove really annoying.
Because that wolf's health is now going up.
Yep, but if I get a burn and a spark next time around, they're both going to die.
Yeah.
Quite horribly. Now, again, oh, there we go. Chancing an enchantment, and
boom!
unfortunately didn't go quite as well as they wanted.
That splits the front that they've got to defend themselves on.
Yeah, because now they have to really wonder. Because I, at this point, can just as easily transfer up top as I can down the bottom.
Yeah.
And I am really on quite the high vantage point with this. Now, I've got a better blocker for the Metal Wonder now. I like that. The Cannon Automaton, one of the best creatures you get in the Energy Precon, and now it's become a blocker.
It's a blocking creature, yeah.
I don't even use it for its power anymore. I used to use Concentrate Fire on that thing, the Total Idols, in one shot. But now it's like, well, I've got better stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cannon Automaton. I feel bad for that now.
Yeah, it's that kind of syndrome when I pull out Avacyn just to get the indestructibility and don't even attack with her.
Yeah.
8/8 creature and, just...
Flying Vigilance, the works.
Yeah.
However, that Cannon Automaton is now dead.
Oh, it is boned.
Because that Great Wolf has an attack of 5, which means that there's nothing I can do. That Cannon Automaton is going to die.
That'll total you right there and then.
I feel so sorry for the poor thing. It just uses things like, I need this to stay alive. There you go, stand there. You're now blocking it. You're less important than the thing behind you.
So, while that poor bastard's contemplating his demise, do you want to mention what we've got there?
Yes, indeed. There is something very new coming to Scrolls. The ESL Scrolls Opening Cup. Now, for those who might not be too aware, and we weren't till a few moments ago, the ESL is the Esports League. And that seems to be a way to watch different series of professional esports and just keep up to date with it and probably support it as well.
So, as far as we can tell, there are some fairly impressive prizes for joining in with this league.
Oh yes, if you manage to hit 4th place, then you will get an exclusive ESL avatar head. Not entirely sure why it's just the head, but fair enough. And 10,000 gold, which is quite a lot. 3rd place will get you the head, 10,000 gold, and a month of ESL Premium membership. Now, the Premium membership will get you no ads while you're watching the esports stuff. You'll be able to actively support the league you're watching, or that you're particularly interested in. It'll give you access to special leagues, so for example like amateur series and things like that. No waiting time for something called Gather, and you can get awards and stuff. And it also gives support for the anti-cheat development, which is kind of cool.
Which I think is incredibly important, and it's something we'll do, I think, probably address on a podcast later.
Yes, anti-cheat is a big thing. Now, 2nd place will get the ESL Avatar Head, 20,000 gold, and 2 months ESL Premium membership. 1st place, the big daddy of the tournament, will get a signed piece of Scrolls art created by a member of the art team.
Pretty fucking awesome right there.
Oh yes, that's something to frame and put above your mantelpiece. The ESL Avatar Head, 25,000 gold, and 3 months ESL Premium membership.
Nice.
So this looks like it's turning out to be something pretty damn cool.
So yeah, guys, if you think you're good enough at Scrolls, go sign up now, because this looks like one hell of a way to break into esports.
Oh yes, and I will be signing up to this one because we might not be able to get footage from the actual tournament itself. It's possible that A won't be allowed, or B, people just won't like it. So we won't promise that. What we will promise is coverage of the tournament.
We will bring coverage, possibly even like some post-match analysis, that kind of thing.
Yep, we will do some post-match analysis. We will probably take a few stills of previous episodes that we've done to just talk over the top of, and we will let you guys know how the tournament is going, and if you guys decide to sign up, we'll see you on that one.
Yeah, looking forward to it actually.
Because that should be something that's quite nice, and something to really look forward to. Again, that's this weekend, and that's only just been put up today, guys, so get your names down. I don't know if there's only a particular number of places, but get your names down for it. It sounds like something good. Hell, even if you don't think you're going to be good to be part of it, it'd still be good to take part in it. I mean,
it's one of those things where even if you don't think you're good at Scrolls, just jump in with both feet and enjoy it.
Oh yes.
Because to put it very bluntly, what have you got to lose by joining up? And hell, if you do make it big, that's your name out there in the esports world. That's pretty damn impressive.
Oh, yes.
Especially for a game that's up and coming like Scrolls, which is, not seen a meteoric rise to epicness, but it's certainly got its rise. It's certainly out there and impressive in the world.
Oh, yes. Now, this is going to be a big ow. They just managed to use 2 Great Wolves to completely annihilate the row with the Metal Wonder on. But I have now taken a second idol and gotten rid of 2 more of their things. Screw you, Hogs. I will not allow you to annihilate more of my stuff. It's that case of, oh look, I've gotten rid of all your stuff. Yeah, but I've got this, that, and the other. Rally!
Boom.
Damn you!
Yeah.
So now so this ESL tournament looks kind of cool, and I will be signing up to that at some point soon. So here we are. Sign up is happening until 5:59 CEST.
Central European Standard Time, so an hour ahead of the UK, I believe.
I don't know actually. Yes, it is. It's an hour ahead.
Yeah,
it's an hour ahead. It starts on Sunday the 22nd of September. It will start at 6 o'clock Central European Summertime.
So 7 PM UK time.
Yep. Oh wow. There are only 512 player slots available, guys. So if you guys want your slot, get in there quick.
Yep.
I mean, I'm depending on the popularity of this. Wow, nice. I got a nice win as well.
Yeah, well played there. Very well played by Hogs.
Indeed. Just very quickly for the rest of this, the structure is single elimination, and you can see a list of all the signed up players and the bracket. It'll be interesting to see how they managed. The matches until the quarter-final will be played in best of 1 mode. We'll have links to this particular page and the actual changelog up in the description. Check that out below. And like, favourite and subscribe, support the series. Check us out on Twitter. We'll get Facebook up and running. We'll let you know about that.
Go support our Kickstarter. Link in the description below.
Indeed.
And take care, guys.
Yep, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next time.
Bye.